I feel so cool. Ah! It's my new intro. Ah, testing out intros today. Gonna be testing out transitions today, but mostly that countdown timer. That countdown timer. We're gonna make it cooler because it's just so lame. And then this background behind me, we'll make it cooler. Just so much cooler. I'm a programmer. I can do all the crazy things. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna change it up now. I'm gonna change it up hardcore. We're gonna go to the coding. We're gonna find some solutions, and I'm gonna show you guys today how to just take other people's ideas to help you get further quicker. Because sometimes in coding you don't have ways to invent how to solve a problem. You just got to see if someone else has done it, see if it works for you, see what it's like, see how to change it, adapt it, and use it. Right. So we're gonna be doing that today rather than like inventing how to solve a problem from scratch. Although I might talk about that a little bit, we're just gonna jump in there and we're gonna do it. So let's go. Yeah. I love like that my transition's so cool that like I want to dance to it. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yeah. Like dancing to it. Here we go again. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. All right. Let's get in on this. Okay. Let's figure this out. So, um, my videos and like my transitions that I've gotten from other places, not Fiverr or other people's. I actually kind of technically sort of made them a little bit kind of. They're template-ishy. But anywho, I kind of want this countdown timer to match that. So I want like some glitchy, like animated, like type text things. And so what we're gonna do is just Google that. We're gonna go HTML, CSS, glitchy glitch effect. Ooh, this guy's like amazing. Oh, look at that. That is so cool. Lucas Beber's glitch is a super cool effect. It's like you're looking at some text displayed on a progressive scan monitor that is being dropped on the ground one too many times. Nice. 3 copies of the text. I see. Okay. Alter the copies. Each copy is identical except that it's offset to the left or right. It has a highlight in the form of a text shadow. Nice. So now the 3 copies are like this. Cool. Clipping the copies. You'd only ever see top copy if left as is. Probably the after version unless you alter with the index. But never fear, we're going to only reveal parts. Interesting. That's so cool. And we animate the clips. This is a really good. This is a really good tortillo. Then they're like showing how to do with some Sass mix-ins, which we're gonna avoid those for today. That's super cool. Um, so this is just one approach. There's lots of approaches, but I like this. So first of all, they want 3 copies of the text, which they do by creating a glitch before and a glitch after. So they're like just going in here and uh, straight up using CSS to accomplish all this, which works for me, except for I think I want more power behind this. And I want to make this as like programmatic as possible, right? Like I want this to scale. Like the more I add, like I just want it to work. All right. So what we're going to do first is add a dependency called emotion core. So that'll add that dependency, which is sweet. Now that I have the emotion core, I have to do a, let's see, I think it's like something like this, at JSX. Oh, I don't remember. Let's go to the docs. Emotion CSS prop. And they're like, this is how you do it, but if you can't do it, you got to do this. All right, there it is. Boom. All right, so now we have the JSX thing there, but then we also need to do this. Which replaces our need for an import of React, which in the new React 17 is also not a thing we have to worry about anymore. So that's exciting. Which I don't think I'm using React 17. I am using React 17, so oof, things could be different. We'll find out here. Okay, so then the last piece is the other dependency that we need, which is at emotion React. It doesn't know what it is yet, so let's go get it. All right, and then I'm just going to come in here and I'm just going to do some CSS on this right here. CSS is equal to CSS, and we'll just change the color, just as a quick test. Color, red. Oh, it doesn't know what CSS is because I didn't do that right. Oh, neato. I don't know what just happens there. All right, CSS. Auto import that. Oh. Sure, we'll give it a shot. We'll see what happens here. Color, red. There it is. So now the CSS is happening inline, so I can do it all in this file. I have to keep jumping around to this file here to get things to happen, which is going to be important because it will allow me to do dynamic freaking things, which will be so cool with some randomization. All right, so that is a big win in the setup world for us. Now what we're going to do is I'm gonna create a div here, a div, and we're gonna call this. I'm just gonna give it a name just for organizational sakes, but this is glitched. All right, so this is my glitched container. All right, and I'm gonna close that div, and then we're gonna just duplicate this. If I can figure that out, there we go. So now there are two there. All right. Now, if we keep following the stuff, so the first one sits there normally as a position relative, But then all the other ones after that have a um, top or uh, yeah. Anywho, they're all positioned absolute and stuff like that. So let's just grab that. Let's come back over here. Um, Gotta go to the code. We go to the code. Okay. So now we're gonna take this guy here and give him some CSS. Um, there we go. Then this one needs some CSS, which is going to be position relative. Except for too many positions in there, and it is not happy with that. There we go. Um, and then I'm gonna actually just wrap, I think, this whole thing in another div. Wow, I'm struggling here. There we go. But we're gonna just take that out, and we're gonna come all the way to the bottom. Interesting. That's not quite the effect I was expecting. Let's pop this out and let's inspect it and see why. Okay, so here's one and here's the other. Here's one. So this is the one that's in the middle. This needs the position relative. Sorry. I forget how this whole thing is gonna work because the position relative doesn't go on. This is just another child that's hanging out in there, but the position relative needs to go on the glitched container. In his example, his uh, the word I'm looking for, I don't know. Anywho, class name glitched container. His befores and afters are inside. There we go. Are inside. Cool. So that fixes that. So let's see what's next in his tutorial. So he says, so we've produced 3 layers. And now we're going to adjust each one. So he has one that's a before and he has one that's an after. And so to match that, I'm going to make sure we have a before and an after, which we don't yet. So I'm just going to copy this glitched here and drop it in here. So this is glitched before, which is the background one. This is glitched after, just so we have some reference in the code there. Let's see what's next. That's it, counting down. Okay. So the variation here is one is a little left and the other one's a little bit more to the right. So we're gonna just copy this chunk. This is the before one. So now we're writing over the before pieces. And then the right one, which is very similar. So now we're writing over those. All right, so now we only see the top one. All right, which is what he says in his things. He'd be like, hey, now that you've added them, we only see the top one. So now we're going to add some clipping. So we'll just copy the clip piece there and drop that on the before. See, this is what I mean when I say, like, sometimes you don't need to know everything in coding. Sometimes you just find a good tutorial, like Chris's tutorial here. Chris will always make great tutorials. Um, and then we're going to create some animations. Turns out clip can be animated. So this is fun. So now I've got to go to Emotion and find out how to do keyframes. Um, so they create he has a keyframes that we can import. So we'll just copy this and we'll come back to the code and we'll drop in the keyframes piece. So now I'm like stitching multiple pieces together to get this all working. I think the keyframes piece doesn't actually have to be in React. I think HIJK. I think it can be. It's not like a hook or anything. It can be outside. Like it doesn't have to be in the component. So then we'll come back to the glitch effect. We'll get this keyframe set up here. We'll come back and we'll drop this in here. Now we're going to call this noise anim to keep it consistent. Can't have a minus there. Got to do some camel casing. And we also don't need this piece here. So it just takes the structure of the keyframes setup and applies it. And then I create the animation and just drop it in there when we're ready. Cool. So let's find out where the animation goes. So you can generate this pretty easily with Sass. So that's fun. We might do something like that. Because you'd want two sets of randomized clipping positions, you'd make two sets of those keyframes and apply them to the copies. So this is -1 and -2, which is fine. So where is... So go to the end there and we'll drop this in there. And then this is glitch. Except for the $sign. Glitch. And what did we call it? Noise anim. Silly. Noise anim. And the second one here. Whoa. Whoa. Because of the black background, we can kind of see what's going on. That's cool. So if I change this background, is there only, there we go. Black, background, background, Rebecca purple. Nice. We're totally getting a little bit of a glitch fill there. See it, guys? Let's see it with the countdown. Where's that red? Goodbye, red. Where's that red? Goodbye, red. There's probably one more here. Goodbye, red. I mean, that's kind of the stuff we want to have eventually. Okay, cool. So we have that kind of like clip path stuff moving along. All right, so if I create a version 2 of this, and it is different, we can say, like 50 to 90 and 92 to 20 and 53 to 5. I don't even know what these are doing. There's a thing 40 to 70. 94 to 27. And then 50, 78. To 53. Take this clip on M2 and drop it on the front one. So we've got one on the back and a different one on the front. Okay, now to help us see it, I'm going to change the background color here to aqua. And I'm going to change the background on the other one to dark blue. Sure. Okay. So we don't see the dark blue one. Why? Why don't we see the dark blue one? Let's just take a peek and see if we can figure this out without looking at the rest of the tutorial, which would probably just tell us something helpful. Glitched before. I'm just gonna up this value a whole bunch, like 20. Opacity, 0.5. Weird. Um, I'm gonna make these lefts a lot bigger just so it's a lot more pronounced about what's happening. There we go. But where's the other one? Where's the other one? Let's see if we can learn anything in the post about where the other one might be hanging out at. It's pretty fun to watch, although it should go without saying, a little goes a long way. I thought it'd be neat if the technique was more reusable, basically call a mix-in with a parameter to control the effect and get just what you need. That's fun. And then here's the mix-in for it. I also made two more mix-in, one for applying this effect to images and for inline SVGs. Nice. Super awesome. Um, I'm curious if we don't have, let's see, this can be a lot smaller. Happens in 1 second. And comment that out. What do we get now? We need, I see. I see. It can't be back. It has to be like this so that it actually like overtakes it. Got it. Um, so I'm curious if I comment out this guy and we comment out this guy. Nice. Thanks for all the comments. Let's try that again. I'm wondering if there's just not an animation happening on this guy. So why is this guy not visible at all? Where is he? Oh, he was like out of view. There we go. Let's have the animation back in. Nice. So Chris is like a lot goes a long way. So I'm gonna put this at 5 pixels. And let's do 8. I like it. 4. I like 4. Big fan of 4. You'll find that out. We really like 4. So, some debugging, got that one showing back up. And so now we'll just make that background. We'll make that background Rebecca purple. Cool. And if we refresh it, what's it look like while it's counting down? It's too slow. I want it more glitchy. All right. So now that we have our glitchy-esque text happening, um, we need to. Why is. Oh. How did. If it has a background, it wouldn't be visible then. All right, let's just all right, so I don't need all this. Uh, we understand this part now. That's the variation piece. This needs to be happening. This needs to be happening. Um, let's see. This needs to come up here. He did like a shadow highlight on one of them, I thought. Can we make this more pronounced just so I can see it? Oh yeah. Yeah, I love that. So that's also a variant piece. Sweet. I love it. I love overhead. Okay, so now that we have this happening, we're going to essentially make it um, scalable. So I can define some numbers, and then it will just happen a whole bunch. And then uh, and then tomorrow we'll probably tweak this to make a cool background, I think. Um, so let's do this real quick. So um, let's do const back uh, keyframes, and we'll say that we want 20 of these. So um, back keyframes count or back glitch count, and we'll say 20. We're just like going big right off the bat. So then this is equal to an array. We're going to spread in a new array that has a length of back glitch count, and then I think I put these in that, and then I can do dot map, and I can then return this keyframe chunk. Um, Problems, it says. Um, Keyframes. How about that? There we go. So now I should be able to do back keyframes and it should give me one of them. So I can be like, I want to get your first one. And I can also get the 19th one. And if I get the 20th one, we're just getting the bottom glitch. Perfect. But if I come back here and I get the 19th one, let's just create a big mess real quick and console log this. That'll happen a whole bunch. And it's undefined, just a whole bunch of undefineds. Maybe this goes there. There we go. Now they're objects, and now we're getting the glitch everywhere. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. This is what we wanted. Okay. So now I just want to get a random number from 0 to 100. Actually, I'm going to say 1 to 99. All right. So we're going to create a quick function to help us do that. So const, actually we'll use function. Function rand, we'll just call it, and this is going to be equal, nope, it's going to take start, and wow, this is really slow because that console log is killing us right now. Chewing up the Chrome memories. Yes, be broken, thank you. There we go. Now everything's fast again. Now everything's fast. There we go. So start, nope, end, return, math dot math. Oh, sad baby crying in the background. Probably can't hear that, hopefully. Math dot floor. And then we're going to do math dot random. We're going to times that by the start sorry, let's try these different values. Min and max. That's better. Max minus min. And then we're going to plus the min. Close that off. All right, now we're going to use rand. Everywhere there's a percent sign. Whoa. Okay, we're gonna start just here first. Dollar, no, dollar sign curly braces, rand, from 0 to 100. And I'm gonna come in here and copy the same chunk here. Rand that, save that, and there we go. So that gives me 20 of them. So now I have that. Um, where is it? Um, glitch, backglitch count array, which is just going to be this chunk here so I can reuse this concept. So then come down here to where we have our before piece. And this guy ended here. He needs 2 curly braces, or parentheses. Okay, so there are some pieces in here now that are uh, dynamic, right? So, um, I need A doesn't matter; it's like an anonymous thing. But I is our index, and we need I in there, and then um, up here is this random chunk, which we're going to use a few times down here in these values. Um, so I'm going to do this, which will give me a random from 0 to 100 in pixels for the left position. Love it. And then we're going to get an adjustment on the text shadow from 1 to 10, or from 0 to 10. All right, and this one's also going to have the ability to do top. But we're going to do a minus here. And then what I'm going to also do here is do an opacity of O.2. Interesting. So intense. I don't think it's handling it very well, honestly. Each thing should have a unique key. Doesn't like doing this, but there it is. There's its unique key. Cool. So now I can do the same thing for the back. Honestly, 20 is a lot, so I'm just gonna cut it down to 10. Heck, I'm gonna cut it down to 5. So we're also gonna have a 5 in the front. So cool. So cool. Okay, so basically I'm gonna take this whole thing here and just duplicate this and change back to front and replace this one. All right, here we go. Let's try that again. Back, 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 front. Then down here, um, I'm going to take this whole guy here and replace this bottom one with it. And I'm going to remember that this is left negatives. I think that's really the only major difference. Aqua, front, um, negative, not negative on the top. Aqua. Only a variance of that. Okay, and so the shadow needs to go the other way on the bottom. So not negative. Here we go. Kind of glitchy and jumpy all over the place. Now, there's probably some really interesting performance things happening here, which I'd like to take a peek at some point, uh, like when this is re-rendering, like it's giving the keyframe and everything, but like how many things are being recreated? You know, how many things are being figured out for the first time? Um, like, do I need to identify the rands so they're not changing so much? Do I need to identify, like, because every time it runs, it's gonna re-render and find a new random position for itself. Like, and if that's the case, like, if it's that random, and gonna be that crazy, I wonder if I can just say like 1 and we still get some pretty random stuff. Not seeing any red come through though. There it is. Cause it's just so constantly random. Well, there's our start, you guys. It needs some performance thought throughs and some additional things, but like there we go. We followed Chris's tutorial for the most part. We migrated, like you said, a little goes a long way. We migrated it over into a React world using CSS in Motion. But there we have it. Um, so yeah, super awesome post. Again, I love, in the coding world, like for the most part, like we all do this and we're all okay with it, and we're gonna borrow other people's stuff. We do it all the time. There are ways though, if you find people that are like contributing things, like that are making things that you really like and you want to contribute to them, like a lot of places have donations and stuff, so please go hit those donation buttons on those repos you like, because being an open source engineer for free is annoying, and the React Router team will tell you all about that at React Training. They've taken kind of a different model to their approach, which I hope it works for them. Anyway, that's it. I'm gonna sign off. We'll see you guys later.